Hi, and welcome to the Ada K Show. I am Ada K. Brown, and am currently a criminal justice major, and I'm a deaf courtroom commentator. Grab a cup of Java, and let's dive in. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back. Hello, Dave. Hello, one sunny day. Thank y'all for coming back. Da-da-da. Don't forget the I liked. Dave, make it all one word, please, so we will pick you up. Are y'all ready to hop in? I am. Court. Hello. Welcome back. Okay. I just got back from the doctor. Good news. Not a blood clot. Possibly could have been. So it's either really bad plantar fasciitis that's ruptured, or it's I have a rheumatoid arthritis, and there's a good chance that arthritis is settling in there, and it ain't happy. It ain't happy at all. But the good news is no blood clot. It just hurts like hell. What can I do? I didn't get lunch because she ran a little behind. She's good. She's good, but she ran behind. So, um, yeah, I won't be getting any lunch for now. Maybe my son can do something. Hint, 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 hint. All right, you guys. Court is on. Oh, till 4:19. Well, it's 4:12 here. We did good. We did real good. What were your thoughts on her daughter? You know, I love kids, but I'm wondering, that daughter is very young and she's going to defend her mother to the nth degree. But let me tell you, my children have lost a parent to prison. And when they realize that what the parent did, they really did, or they believe that to be the truth, whatever that happens, when and if that happens, let me tell you, it's devastating. Devastating. Doesn't matter if you're 21, 25, 18, it's awful. Oh, okay. Mm. Cold coffee. That's one thing I really like about our um Hitchman Homestead Shooter Shack coffee. Even cold, it doesn't get any more bitter than when it's hot. You can do it hot or cold. The flavor's the same. The Everything's pretty much the same. I really appreciate it. Yeah, my doctor kept talking about how long my hair was. Um, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Who knows? I may let it go to I may be the next Crystal Gale. Mm. And if you guys don't know who that is, Google it. She is the sister to Loretta Lynn. The sister to Loretta Lynn. So I question, did they finish with Isabel or Belly or Bella or Belle? Sementilli. Is she done or is she going to be back on the stands? Do we know? Uh-huh. Well, not just hate, but they'll feel lied to. They feel betrayed. They have issues with trust with people. Um, all of that will come into play. It's a tea bag. I tell people it's a tea bag of emotions, and it is a pungent tea bag. And so, but for her to sit there and say, "Yeah, I know my mom did all that, but I still believe she's innocent." Uh, we can't make somebody see what they don't not willing to see. And honestly, she's lost a father. She's losing a mother to prison. If she's convicted, she will be pretty much an orphan. There's not much the mother can do for her from prison. So, yeah, this is going to suck for her. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of help for her. There's not a whole lot of people, organizations out there that will help. And that sucks too, royally. Really does. Um, Good day, Hilda B. Hi, Hilda B. Welcome, Hilda B. But yeah, this is gonna be traumatizing. I think let me
So
go back. I want to hear the last little bit.
Remember during that time.
before then, what was the relationship with your father's family?
We were close.
Did you ever go on trips with them?
Like small weekend trips, yeah.
Did they ever come out to California
Yes.
for any particular holidays?
I'm not sure about a holiday, but they would come randomly throughout the year, yes.
And I'm talking about when your father was alive.
Yes, when my father was alive.
Who would come?
Morella, her partner Marco, her daughter Vanessa, Anthony, and Stephanie would come too. They're my cousins.
And how long were your parents married before your father was murdered?
22. They were married in 96, so 22, I think.
And at any time did you and your family, or Fabio and your mom's family, go to Canada on vacations or visits?
Yes.
And how often did that occur?
It was either we would go during the summer for a few weeks, or we would go for Christmas, so once a year.
And again, how would you describe how the two families got along or interacted?
We would spend equal time with each side of the family.
And get along?
Yeah.
How well?
Got along well.
Did any of that change at some point, the relationship between you and your sister and your mom, or specifically you and your sister with your dad's family?
Yes.
And when did that occur, if you can tell us or recall?
When my mom was arrested, I remember at first I did feel cared for by the Sementilli family as time went on, and I showed my I stand by my mom and I stand by her innocence in this whole thing. That then the relationship quickly ended because they blasted her on social media every day.
So did things change specifically when you made it clear and your sister that you believed your mom was innocent?
Yes.
And they did not, obviously, from what you're saying, react to that well.
Right.
When you say blasted on media,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
The day she was arrested, already there were posts on Instagram and Facebook about her and saying horrible things about her. And then that just continued and got even worse as time went on. And because they're my family and I followed them on social media, and I was 17 years old at the time, I would see all of it and I just couldn't handle it anymore. So
what'd you do about it?
So I had to block them on social media because I didn't want to see it. And I tried to keep a personal relationship, but then that ended quickly after.
Who did you try to keep the personal relationship with?
All of them.
And what was the response?
At first, I did want to see them. I did want to keep a relationship with them. And they tried the best that they could, but they're just too angry. So
When you say they, who are you talking about?
Morella and her family.
So did the relationship then change significantly at that point?
Yes.
Now, at that time, you were living in the house just with your sister, is that right?
Sister and then Anna and my grandmother would switch off and come take care of us because I was underage.
Sure. So did they come out to stay with you, one or the other, or both,
Yes.
for a lengthy period of time?
Yes.
And what about your dad's family? Did they ever come out to stay with you and help?
They offered, and we wanted them to. And my aunt and my grandmother, Anna and Filomena, offered to leave so that Morella and Loredana could come visit us, but they didn't.
They what?
They didn't.
They wouldn't?
They just didn't come.
Was that because of the animosity that occurred because of your attitude towards your mom and her arrest?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Okay. Has that changed?
No.
At any time after your dad died, do you recall any of his clothes or personal items being given away or offered to any of the family members?
Yes.
Can you describe when that occurred, for instance, how long after your father's death?
I believe it was sometime in the spring. I know Morella came and her and my mother went through the garage and all of my dad's clothes and were going through everything. My mother was very generous and just let people take what they wanted.
And did you know what the purpose of that was?
I'm not sure what the purpose of it was. I'm assuming just to go through his stuff to see what was there.
And if anyone wanted something
They could
as a
have it.
memento or whatever, could they take it?
Yes.
Did that bother you in any way?
No.
Did you think that was inappropriate, that your mom was giving some of your father's clothes away to family members?
No.
Did anyone complain there about that to you as to why she was doing it, or complain to your mother in your presence?
No.
Did that ever come up as an issue?
No.
Now, this, of course, was before your mother's arrest
Yes.
and while the families were getting along.
Yes.
If I can keep these glasses right, we'll be good.
Now, your father had, and the family had the Porsche, and then they had some kind of truck. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What was that?
The truck?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of truck it was.
And so, who drove the truck before your father passed away?
My dad. That was his car.
And then he got the Porsche.
And then he got the Porsche.
So, what car did your mother drive after that?
Me and my mom shared the Fiat, the red Fiat.
Who drove the truck?
My dad.
Okay. So he drove both the truck and the Porsche.
Yes.
And your sister?
She drove my mom's old Mustang.
At some point, was the truck turned in or sold back to the dealership?
Yes.
You recall when that was?
No, I don't remember.
Do you recall any of the circumstances surrounding why the truck had to be given back?
I don't remember.
Okay. Eventually, was a new car purchased?
My mom, yes.
And what kind of car was that?
I believe it was a Mustang.
Okay. Was a Mustang one of your dad's favorite cars also?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you know, did you ever find out why your father was home that day from work?
No, he would just do that randomly.
Did you ever hear, did anyone ever tell you anything about a colonoscopy appointment that your father may have had?
No.
So you don't know to this day why he stayed home other than to work at home, is that right?
Right.
When he stayed home and worked at home, where did he work usually?
On the kitchen table.
But he wasn't up when you left that day?
He was up. He was making coffee as I was leaving. He just woke up after me.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't remember, but I'm sure I did.
And that was the last time you saw him alive, is that right?
Yes.
You still believe in your mother's innocence?
Yes.
You know there's a lot of evidence that's been introduced in this case about your dad and the affair.
Yes.
Sustained.
Has any of the evidence that
Stricken.
has any of the evidence that you know from, well, first of all, when did you find out your mom had an affair with Robert Page?
The day she was arrested.
And who told you that?
The detectives that pulled me out of work. I don't remember who it was.
Okay.
I was working that day.
At the place where you got
The job.
pulled out of work by the detectives?
Yes.
Remember who it was?
No.
I'll tell you.
They took me to a Starbucks down the street and started recording me. And they just said that
So, wait, started recording you?
they recorded me. Yes.
Well, were they asking you questions first?
Yes.
All right, that leads me back. After the first night that you were interviewed by the police,
Mhm.
were there other times when they came out to interview you, and have you
Trying to
taken
make
them
it work, y'all, because I can't see worth crap. These are bifocals, and all the other ones are just cheaters.
around the house and tell you what you did that day and so forth?
Yes.
About how many times did that occur, if you recall?
After the night that my father was killed,
Yes.
probably only twice.
Okay. And did you cooperate?
Yes.
Did they come out to speak to your mom on occasions also?
Yes.
And did she cooperate?
Yes.
Did you know whether or not you were being recorded?
No.
Did they ever tell you the progress of the investigation into your father's death?
Yes, they did.
And what did they tell you?
They just said it was a robbery gone wrong.
And did your mom often inquire about what the
Yes.
state of the investigation was?
Yes.
And what did they say, if you recall?
They're still finding the guys who did it. That's it.
That they were making progress, things of that nature?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that now that they were lying to you?
Yeah.
So now should say in the house, if your mother and or Jessica were out.
Yes.
And can you tell me what that was about?
Yeah, I mean, I was scared to be there by myself because apparently there are 2 murderers on the loose. So, yeah, I was scared to be alone in my house.
And it sometimes was your mother out, and did you text her or contact her in some way to express your concern as to when she was coming home?
Yes.
How did you do that, and about how often?
If I was ever home alone, I would just text at least one of them to ask where they were.
And when you say one of them, who's the other one?
My sister and my mom.
So you're talking about your older sister, Jessica.
Yes.
So at times she was out and you texted her as to where the HRU,
Yeah.
and with your mom as well.
Yes.
How did they respond, or not?
No.
Did this cause some discord between you and your sister for a while?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would be pretty upset.
Did you resolve it?
Yes.
Did she also point out that you had gone out a few times on a date yourself?
Yes.
And did you resolve the issue with your mom?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. At any time during while you were living in the house there with your mom and sister and Fabio, did your mom ever cook dinner or cook for the family?
Yes.
Did she ever use vinegar?
Yes.
Let me then close with this, if I may. You recounted to us what occurred after the interview at the deli and the eye doctor, and coming home. You remember that?
Yes.
You did talk to your mom before you went to the eye doctor, correct?
Yes.
If she had asked you to meet her at the eye doctor or wait for her or anything, would you have done so?
Yes.
Relevance and speculation.
Sustained.
If she had asked you to meet her for coffee in a half hour or hour, would you have done so?
Same
Yes.
objection.
Sustained.
Did your mom say anything to you that caused you to delay going home once you picked up your eyeglasses?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may cross.
Okay. 1 second.
Sorry.
Good afternoon, Ms. Christantini?
Sementilli.
Sementilli, sorry. Okay, so when the day of, and I'm not going to go through all the details of the day of, but you testified that you had an interview with the deli. Was it at 4 o'clock that day?
It was earlier. It's around 3:30.
But you told the detectives back during the time frame in June of 2017 that it was at 4.
Okay.
Does that sound right?
I remember 3:30, but if what I said there, then
Do you need to look at a transcript or?
yeah, I do.
Okay. And that would be the June 20 or 14th transcript, page 4.
Do we have a date of that?
I'm sorry?
The date?
I think she just said June 14th.
1 second. One second. One second. Okay, so it was after you got out of school at 2:55:3.
In June?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you told them that you waited around for an hour after school and then went to your appointment.
My shift started at 4, yes.
Okay, so when you went to your job interview, then does that sound more like it than 4 o'clock?
In January, my job interview?
Yes, on January 23rd.
It would have been around that time, yeah.
Okay, so when you went there, then you went to the job interview, and that's the deli in Agora, which is about how many miles from your house?
14.
Okay. Defense asked you about if you talked to your mom. You talked to your mom before the interview, right? Do you recall that? If you do.
I don't know.
I'm going to have a 6-page Celebrate report specific to text messages between the defendant and Isabella Sementilli.
Yes.
Okay.
You have that one?
May I mark that as People's 275?
Yes.
All right. Showing you at the top here, and I've blocked out your number. At 1:40 on 123, your mom texted you, text me after interview and let me know when you're on your way. I'm making fajita and corn for dinner.
Okay.
Is that correct? Remember that?
I don't remember that, but
Okay, but that is a text that you recognize going from your mother to you.
okay. Yes.
Is that yes? And then at 1:53:50, you wrote, KK, is that meaning okay?
Yes.
And then you had your interview.
Yes.
And then you testified that your mother then, you were driving home. You testified on crossing or a direct exam that you were driving home from your interview when your mom called you and told you to go pick up your eyeglasses.
Yes.
So while you were going, your plan was to have the interview and then you were on your way home.
Yes.
Is that right? Did
Yes.
you, if you remember?
Yes, on my way home.
Okay. So same exhibit, I just put down here at 422. There's 2 entries here. The first one looks like a call that didn't connect. Is that you? Do you remember trying to call your mom?
I don't remember.
All right. And then your mom called you at 4:24:27, and there was a 3-minute and 40-second call. Does that seem about right? At 4:24, your mom called you?
Yes.
Okay, and she's telling you then to go to the eye doctor.
Yes.
So while you're on your way home, your mom actually called you and sent you on a detour to the eye doctor.
Yes.
So that then, instead of going straight home, you now went at 4:24. You were told by your mom to go to the eye doctor, and you went there.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And that delayed you getting home a little bit.
Yes.
So you went to the eye doctor, and then I'm assuming when you get there, they put glasses on. They had to fit you and that kind of things. Is that what it was?
It was just a pickup order because my glasses were ready, so I just picked them up.
Now, was the eye doctor on your way home, like in a direct line home, or did you have to go out of your way?
It's on the way. Yeah.
So you had to go out of your way then. Instead of going directly home, you now had to go out of your way home to the eye doctor to pick up your glasses.
Yes.
Your accent, she said on the way.
She did say on the way.
Okay, on the way. Sorry, I misheard. It's on the way home?
Yes.
Okay, So then when you came home after that, now you're coming home and you drove a red Fiat, right?
Yes.
Exhibit 7, and that's page 8. Is that your red Fiat?
Yes.
Okay. And then you also talked about how you parked it, and this is exhibit 7, and it's page 7. Is that how you parked it on the day of the crime when you got home?
Yes.
Do you use, the front gates are right here, is that where you enter into your property?
Yes.
And again, the gates were open or closed?
They were open.
And did you testify if you remember, are they normally left open or are they normally left closed?
That front gate is normally left open.
All right. So that was not unusual when you got home.
Right.
Now, after this incident, I'm going to jump ahead. Within the next 2 weeks then, as defense counsel asked you, your mom started going out a lot, right?
Sure.
Well, is that true?
Yeah.
And you're in a situation, you were 16 at the time?
Yes.
You're being left home alone sometimes?
Yes.
And were you scared being in the house?
Yes.
Why were you scared?
Because there were 2 killers that were not caught yet, and I was scared they were going to come back.
Did you tell your mom that?
Yes.
Did you tell your sister?
Yes.
Did they say anything to you?
Yeah, they reassured me.
Okay. How many times do you think you were left home alone at night like that?
I was never alone throughout the night, but probably like once a month, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you scared also that you had never gotten any new security cameras?
That I don't remember knowing of or being scared of.
You knew that you had, prior to the murder of your father, you knew that you had security cameras.
Yes.
Correct, right? And you knew that your mom could access it from her phone.
Yes.
And you told the defense investigators that she could access it from her phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you ever talk about afterwards? Was there ever conversation about replacing those cameras?
No.
But the locks were changed on the house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's been already marked as Exhibit 220. And this is a text starting with 2/8/2017 at 9:55 at night. 2/8 then is 2 weeks after your dad was killed. You're texting, come home, all my friends are leaving. And that was to your mom?
Yes.
Your sister responds that she's on her way, and then you texted back, are you almost home? And we're at about 10:43 at night. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is this an example of you being scared to be home alone?
Yes.
You continue with the text. There's a yeah, and then you continue with, guys, what the hell? Why are you leaving me alone for so long? I don't want to be alone in this house. Again, same thing you've testified to. You're expressing that you're afraid and you don't want to be alone.
Yes.
And then you wrote, all right, well, don't forget I exist or anything. I'm not opening the door. You can do it yourself. Good night. And that is at 10:43 at night. And that was a text chain with both your sister and your mom?
Yes.
And were you upset with them at this time when you're texting this?
Yes.
What were you upset about?
That I was-
And answer your rule.
What?
That I was alone.
And your mom responds, Jess, where are you? Get home. And then your sister responds that she's getting off the freeway. This is at 10:45 at night, 2 weeks after on February 8th. Do you know where your mom was?
No.
I was saying some really nasty stuff. I was saying some really nasty stuff. I'll make it clean for you. And I was talking to somebody on the phone. The cleanup version. I hope they don't show this girl her mama's vajayjay. That's the cleanup version. Shell Bell, thank you so much. No, sometimes love, I mute because it's like my friend says, Jesus got his arms around my shoulders, he's got a hand over my mouth. But honey, it's still coming out. So I muted it so I would not get demonetized. And that said, I gave you the clean version. Yeah, sometimes it's best to do that.
Forward to March 9th. Again, do you recognize this as a text chain between you and your sister and eventually your mom?
Yes.
Okay, and on March 9th at 10:12 at night, you said, can one of you please come home? Juliana is falling asleep and I'm up studying alone. I don't get why you guys leave me alone all the time. Who's Juliana?
My cousin,
And how old was she?
a year younger than me at the time, so 15.
So you were 16 and your 15-year-old cousin?
Yes.
Were there, and again, you were afraid that you guys were alone home at night?
Yes.
And you said, leave me alone all the time. We just saw one other example of a text. Has this happened again multiple times?
I don't remember, but I was 17 and emotionally in distress, so that's probably why I said that.
All right. And then your sister assuring you that she's coming home.
Mhm.
And down at the bottom, you said, still, I don't care. Then you wonder why I don't talk to you guys. I don't like being in this house. It's worse
Ain't that
when I'm
true,
alone.
Carol?
You said that to your sister and your mom on the same chain?
Yes.
During that time, you told, well, at some point, you told the defense investigators, well, the detectives, that you felt like you grieved.
Just quiet, like with my.
It will not be like this next week, I promise you. I have a tech coming tomorrow evening. Promise you.
A lot in private.
You.
And you actually sought therapy, right? You went to therapy sessions?
Yes.
Did that help you?
Yes.
Okay, do you know if your mom or sister went to any therapy sessions?
My mom came to one with me. Yes.
She came to one with you.
Yes.
Okay, and then your aunt took you to some?
Yes.
Did your mom ever go to any of her own that you know of?
Objection, call for conclusion.
Sustain.
Did your sister ever go to any therapy
Same
sessions?
No.
objection.
So that same night when you're telling your parents, and this is, or your mom, I'm sorry, March 9th, and your sister about coming home, your mom responded to you at 10:16 that night, WTF is going on with 3 question marks. Do you remember receiving that?
are you? You're supposed to be my mom.
No.
Oh,
Okay, well, if it follows in line with the rest of your texts, and that's in response to what you had texted about asking her to come home. Right, at 10:14, you're asking her, and your sister talking about you don't want to be home alone, and your mom responds to WTF is going on, right?
Yes.
All right. And she tells you she's at a comedy club, and this is what I gotta see. Do you see that?
Yes, I see it.
Did you know where your mom, before this text, did you know where she was that night?
I don't remember if I knew.
Did you know who she was out with?
No.
And your sister responds that she's gonna come home. Is that right?
Yes.
And was your sister going out a lot as well?
Not really. No.
Okay. Your mom again responds with a photo of, up in the top. Did she send you a photo of the Laugh Factory?
I don't remember, but yes.
Do you know what the Laugh Factory is?
She's a daughter of one of the best world-renowned hairdressers, and her hair looks like that. Honey Boo, get some help.
Yes.
Did you know your mom to ever go there?
No.
And that's at 10:17 at night. And your mom says to work it out. Did you take that to mean between you and your sister?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you take that to mean work it out between you and your sister, Jessica?
Yes.
All right. You responded, I'm making that therapy appointment tomorrow. It's like you guys don't even care. Good night. Is it fair to say you're upset with him again for leaving you home alone?
Yes.
The text chains go on, and your mother at 10:20 at night, when you're asking her to come home because you're scared, responded, I'm so very hurt and disappointed, I'm coming home. At which point you said, no, it's fine. Why was it fine now?
I'm not sure.
Were you just frustrated at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever talk to your mom about not wanting her to go out and leave you home alone by yourself at night since you were only 16 years old?
Yeah. I don't remember having a personal, like, one-on-one conversation like that. No.
She was 16. She didn't say nothing to her mom unless it was pissy.
Now, in the ensuing months,
Well-
you went back to Canada a few times, correct?
Before she was arrested?
I'm sorry. After your dad was killed, you went
Yeah.
back to Canada, Toronto, the Woodbridge area a few different times. Is that right?
I went once. Yeah.
You went one time. Did you choose to stay home some of the times that your mother or your sister went?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because I had school and a job, and it was part of like extracurriculars.
When you stayed home and they left to go to Canada, then who did you stay with?
My friend,
Who was that?
Hannah.
That was a friend just from school?
Yes.
Okay. Now, during that time frame, do you recall your mom going to Myrtle Beach?
Yes.
Did she tell you why she was going there?
Just a trip with her friends.
Well, what did she tell you was the reason why she was going there?
I don't remember.
Did you tell the detectives that she told you that she was going there because there was the famous golf courses there and your dad really wanted to go and she just wanted to go?
Yes.
Okay. And she actually told you she went by herself though, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. But she didn't tell you she was going with a male or anyone that she was seeing.
No.
And as you testified during
She
this
didn't tell you
entire
she was
time until
cheating.
your mother's arrest, you didn't know that she was having an affair.
No.
You had met Rob Baker before,
Yes.
correct? When did you first meet him?
At the gym.
Do you know around what time frame that was?
It was like a year and a half before my dad was killed.
And when you met him, did you like him?
Yeah.
Okay. After your dad was killed, you started seeing Rob Baker more and more.
Yeah. Randomly. Yeah.
Did you ever suspect that your mom was seeing him or in a relationship with him?
No.
Did your sister ever tell you that he had been discovered in your house in the morning in your parents' bedroom?
Yes.
You knew that.
Yes.
Did you ever talk to your mom about that?
No.
So when you were seeing Rob around, you testified that you went one time to a restaurant with your grandma, cousin, and your sister. Is that correct?
It was just me, my sister, and my cousin.
Okay. That restaurant, you said was a Denny's, right?
Yes.
Okay. Previously, did you tell detectives you thought it was an IHOP?
Yes.
All right. But you've since realized it's a Denny's?
Yes.
Did you clarify that with Jessica?
Yes.
Okay. And when you got there, you said you saw him there, but he was already there when you guys got there, right?
Yes.
All right. Then after you talked about another time when you were driving, something to the degree of you were driving and you ran in, or somebody got a flat tire,
Yes.
right? But you were driving a separate car.
Yes.
So you don't know if he was called, if your mom called him to come help you or anything like that, right?
Yes.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Because at that time, was Rob helping you with things around the house?
No.
Was he coming over helping fix Jessica's car?
I don't know.
Did you ever know him to help Jessica with her car, take her car to a mechanic, things of that nature?
Just that tire, when her tire popped, just that one time I know of.
Okay. 1 second. Questions?
Yes, just briefly, Your Honor. Thank you. Bella, let me understand. One night, one date was giving you on these text messages of February 14th. Remember that?
Sorry, say that again.
The prosecutor was just talking to you about text messages, you being concerned about being home. You remember that?
Yes.
The first one was February 14th, the list of messages.
Yes.
And I'm not going to repeat them all, but you said.
I'm going to check the mistakes.
I'm sorry?
The mistakes, the testimony, February.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. All right, February 8th. Again, Mr. Babich is right, and I am wrong. Regardless of the date, when you first contacted your mom and Jessica, you said your friends had just left,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So which friends had been there with you?
I don't know who exactly or remember who exactly, but
Okay, it was more than one, right? Because it was
Yes.
plural.
yes.
So in essence, your mom had left you home with your friends there,
Yes.
and Jessica had gone out. And the only problem was your friends left before they came home.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. The other time, one other time that was mentioned, I think was March 9th. And you said Juliana had just left, right?
Fallen asleep.
Fallen asleep.
Yeah.
So Juliana was your cousin,
Yes.
correct? And she was home with you together when your mom and Jessica had gone out, correct?
Yes.
And what bothered you was that Juliana had fallen asleep.
Yes.
Before she had fallen asleep, you were fine because the two of you were home talking, whatever.
Yes.
Right? If you were scared, did you ever think to wake her up?
No.
In any event, eventually you and your mom and Jessica put this behind you and everyone realized that everyone else was a little too touchy about it, correct?
Yes.
But this was only on a few occasions over these 4 months since your father had been murdered until your mom was arrested. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Now, the other thing that was mentioned was the night of the day of the murder. Certain times were given. Do you? Well, first of all, when you asked initially or eventually about what time you had left the interview, you said the DA said you had said 4 o'clock. You remember that?
Yes.
That clearly was later than you had really left, correct?
I'm objecting. Testimony left.
Sustain.
We're talking about when you left the interview.
The end.
Remember that question?
Yes.
It was 4 months after your father was murdered, right?
Yes.
So the question you were being asked is, did you say 4 o'clock
No, Miss
the day your mother
Morales.
got arrested? And could you have been wrong or right? Right, you could have been wrong. Is that true?
Yes.
And again, everything we know is determined forensically and scientifically the exact.
I may
Now-
lose you, Paul. I may lose you again. My
Also
computer's showing
mentioned
bad
that
signs.
after you had called
Connection
your mom,
is showing bad signs.
the interview.
I don't remember.
Uh, Ms. Stagel mentioned to you, remember?
Yes.
Now, during that call, there was a break-in or a call waiting, and the doctor had called. Isn't that correct? Dr. Cohen.
Objection of since last night had
Sustain.
Do you know if your mom then talked to Dr. Cohen and then told you that she did not have to be there with you? You could pick them up yourself, even though you're a minor?
Yes.
Okay. She indicated she had talked to Dr. Cohen, correct?
Yes.
Now, she could have said to you, no, wait there. I'll meet you there and wait for me, and delayed the time you got home, correct?
Yes.
She didn't say that.
She didn't say that.
So you did.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
y'all. I'm trying.
And you picked them up, you drove home, and you got there about a minute after the murderers left. Right?
Yes.
Your mom didn't try to interview, your eyeglasses you knew were at the doctor's office. You didn't have them, correct?
I didn't have them.
Okay. You knew they were ready or not?
No, I did not know they were ready.
When you found out they were ready, it was your decision to go, correct?
I know my mom told me they were ready and to pick them up, and I did that.
But you asked whether she had to be there first.
Yes.
So you indicated you were going to go there, but you wanted to know if she had to be there with you to pick them up.
Yes.
And she told you she did not have to be with you. She had talked to the doctor. You could go yourself.
Yes.
And then the rest played out as we discussed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Anything further about it?
Nothing further.
Thank you, Ms. Sementilli. You're excused. Any call your next witness? All right, we're going to take about 10 minutes to set this up for the next witness. The evidence applies. See you back here in about 10 minutes.
And an hour later,
I'm trying to do some math. I might order something. You want me to order something?
I don't care. But right now, I'm nauseated and I want to throw up because I don't have anything in my stomach. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to do a little comfort break. I didn't have time to do that before coming on today. Nope, no cross. So let me zoom. No.
Testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this
Ah,
court.
He's here. We got him. He's here. Hallelujah. Baker. Oh my gosh, we got Baker. Y'all. And he's in a suit, handcuffed. I'm skimming. He ain't all that handsome. I thought Fabio was more handsome than he is.
Please bear with us.
If you could please face me, and if you can, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And for the record, say and spell your first and last name, please.
Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T, Baker, B-A-K-E-R.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Baker, did you previously plead to first-degree murder of Fabio Sementilli prior to ever agreeing to testify in this case?
I didn't agree to testify, no. I did plead no contendere.
Before you agreed to do anything, did you come into court and plead to first-degree murder killing of Fabio Sementilli?
I pled no contest.
Okay, you understand that in a criminal case, that's the same as a guilty plea.
I
Is
do.
that correct?
Correct.
And did you plead no contest in exchange for any promise of leniency or any deal?
I did not.
Could you talk to the microphone, please?
I did not.
In other words, were you offered any reduced sentence or any other benefit in exchange for your decision or agreement to testify?
No, I didn't.
And do you understand that you are under no obligation to testify?
I understand that.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
I am.
Has anyone offered you anything whatsoever for your truthful testimony under oath?
No. No.
Truthful. Let's see.
After your arrest in this case, did you ever receive anything from Monica Sementilli, any benefit for coming in here and testifying truthfully?
No.
He's going to get that word
When
in
you
there.
were originally charged, you were charged with Monica Sementilli. Is that correct?
Yes,
You see her seated over there,
I do.
Monica Sementilli?
I do.
And the record reflected he has identified the defendant.
Yes.
He did not identify
You
the
were
defendant.
arrested as I
Excuse me, sir. Do you see the defendant in this room? If so, please tell me where the defendant is located and what they're wearing. You don't point to the defendant. Is she over there? And say he identified. He agreed with you. That's not identifying. Please.
call on June 14, 2017. Is that correct? On or about?
I'm going to believe you on that one because I actually don't remember the date, but yes.
Okay. We're talking about almost 8 years ago.
Yes.
All right. You remember that day? If not the date?
I don't remember the date, but I kind of remember the day. Yeah, I do.
Okay. After you were arrested and brought to court, were you represented by attorney Michael Simrin? Simrin?
Initially, no, but later on, yes.
Okay. So initially, you were appointed someone to represent you when you were first brought to court,
Yes.
but eventually was an attorney assigned to you to be your attorney throughout the proceedings.
Yes.
And was his name Michael Simrin?
Yes.
Did Mr. Simrin ever indicate to you that you could receive a lesser sentence or some kind of leniency if you agreed to testify against Monica Sementilli or identify the second murder in this case?
Yes, he said there was a deal on the table. That's what he told me.
Can he tell you what the deal was?
He said it was 16 to life.
Second degree murder?
He didn't tell me what it was. He just told me there was something called a proffer.
Okay. Did you agree to do that?
No.
As a result, when you pled no contest or guilty in this case, you received no benefit what?
That's correct.
As a result, did you receive a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Plus 25 years. Yes, yes.
Okay. Did you ever make a request to any detectives who were talking to you or any prosecutor to receive a lesser sentence in exchange for your testimony?
No, I did not.
At the time you were arrested, Ms. Sementilli was arrested with you, is that correct?
Yes.
But the second killer, and let me preface that, you did murder Fabio Sementilli, is that correct?
Yes.
You know what she's doing? She's sitting there praying that he keeps his promise to her and takes full responsibility and say she didn't have anything to do with this. That's what he's here to do today.
And did you do?
And I sure in the hell hope that the prosecution's ready to plug a whole lot of holes in him.
Do so with a second individual?
He went with me, but he didn't. Yes, he went with me.
Okay. And is his name Christopher Austin?
Yes.
You know that Mr. Austin, or do you know, has previously pled guilty to a lesser charge of 16 to life?
I didn't know the numbers, but I know he did something. I didn't know too much of anything.
Well, did you know he made a deal?
Eventually, yes.
Before, as you're sitting here now, do you know that he's made a deal? He made a deal.
Yes, I know he made a deal.
In exchange for his testimony.
Yes.
But you didn't.
Before then, well, I'll get to that. So, at the time that you were originally arrested and charged, there were only two defendants, you and Monica Sementilli. Is that correct?
Yes.
And for a variety of reasons, the case continued for several years. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, eventually,
Yes, Gerald.
you pled no contest or guilty, as we said, to first-degree murder and were sentenced to life without parole. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you remember approximately when that occurred?
No, I don't. I don't know the date. It was about a year and a half ago, somewhere around there.
I have a minute, Your Honor. All right, I'm going to give you the date of July 7, 2023 that we have from the official records. Does that sound right?
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. But on or about that date, you came into this courtroom. Is that right?
Yes.
With no prior agreement with the district attorneys, the judge, or anyone else, correct?
Correct.
And you entered your plea to all the charges you were faced with, correct?
Correct.
And then your sentencing was put over to give anyone who wanted to speak at your sentencing an opportunity, correct?
I think that was the reason why it was held over. Yeah. I'm not sure. I wasn't told anything.
Okay. Well, you were in court when it was put over for your sentencing, correct?
Yes.
And you were represented at that time by Mr. Simran, is that right?
Yes.
And then your sentencing eventually occurred a few months later, correct?
No, it was kind of fast.
Okay. It was a few weeks later,
Yeah,
perhaps?
literally.
Okay. All this time you remained in custody, right?
Correct.
And at your sentencing, do you recall people making statements, how they felt about your case, including members of the victim's family, Fabio Sementilli's immediate family? You remember
Yes,
that?
I did.
You remember that?
Every question's leading.
It is.
Okay. Did anyone speak at that hearing concerning what they thought you should receive as a result of your pleas?
People spoke, and quite a few people spoke. Yes,
Did the two daughters of Monica Sementilli speak as well?
I think just one of them did, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, your memory's better than mine. After they spoke, you were in fact sentenced to life without parole. Is that right?
That's correct.
And have you been in prison ever since?
I've been in custody ever since.
Let me just ask you, well, a few basic questions before we get into the details. Did you plan and execute the plan to murder Fabio Sementilli?
Yes,
And did you in fact do so?
I did.
And who was with you at that time?
Just Chris was. He was a lookout.
All right, we'll get to that. You see the defendant seated over here, Monica Sementilli?
Yes,
You knew her well at the time of the murder, is that right?
yes,
Is it fair to say you were in a romantic or sexual relationship with her?
yes. You could say that.
Was that true?
Yes,
Did she have anything to do with the planning or the execution of the plan to kill Fabio Sementilli?
no,
You're sure?
I'm positive.
Now, you have heard some of the evidence already against you in the form of what we call overhears. Is that correct?
Yes,
Does that change your testimony that she had nothing to do with the planning or killing of Fabio Sementilli?
no, it doesn't change anything.
Does that remain your testimony under oath
Yeah,
today?
it is.
Let me get a little background from you, if I could, Mr. Baker. What's your date of birth?
5262,
And where were you born?
Europe, Germany.
When did you come to the United States?
I don't know. When my dad brought me here, I guess when I was like 3.
Okay, and where did you live?
Been all over the United States. I'm an Army brat.
And you ever live in Fayetteville, North Carolina?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Where'd you grow up?
Kind of everywhere. Fayetteville was most of my childhood
Okay.
upbringing.
You had a father and mother there with you?
Yes.
Any relatives, any brothers and sisters?
No, that's me. I'm the only child.
All right. And at some point, did you come to Los Angeles, California?
Yes, as an Army recruiter.
Pardon?
As an Army recruiter, I came here.
Okay. So were you in
What?
the Army yourself?
Yes,
For what years? You remember?
from 81 to
You go from serving the country to serving ex-addicts. Go figure.
94.
So 13 years?
Yeah, 13, 14 years.
Okay. And what was the highest rank you received?
I was a staff sergeant.
And were you stationed all over the country or overseas or what?
A little bit of both. A little bit of Atlanta, Georgia, Virginia, all over the place. I've been a whole bunch of places.
Did you consider yourself a good soldier?
Objection irrelevant.
Oh, yeah, it's overruled.
I was considered one of the best.
And when you retired, at what rank did you retire from the
I didn't
service?
retire.
Do you still a member of the armed services?
No, I'm out.
So how did you leave and why did you leave? First, how did you leave?
I just
Dishonorably discharged.
Or
That's a
why did
tricky-
you leave? Let me
that's
start
a-
with why did you leave the service?
That's a tricky question, but I'll answer honestly since I got to answer it honestly. I caught another case and I got put out of the military.
Okay. So let me ask you this. As you
Let's
sit here
go on
now,
back. Oh,
have you ever been
you didn't
convicted
know
of a
that.
felony?
Yes,
Can you tell us what felony that was?
I pled no contest to lewd lascivious acts with a minor.
Minor being someone under the age of 18?
Correct.
Can you tell us how old that individual was at the time?
15.
And did you serve time?
I did.
No reason ever. No excuse, no reason, no nothing should you be doing that. You're lucky you got off as easy as you did.
When you got out, were you on parole?
Yes, I was.
You understood that you had and still do, I assume, a lifetime requirement to register as a sex offender. Is that right?
That's the law.
Okay. And were you ever prosecuted for violating that law?
They chase me all the time. Yes.
Okay. And were you ever punished or sentenced for additional time for that?
I think I did 6 months. I think I did 6 months for time one time.
Okay. As a result of that conviction or those convictions, were you unable or were you discharged from the armed services?
Say that one more time.
As a result of the convictions, the felony conviction, were you discharged?
Oh, yes.
And what year was that about?
94.
And is that when you came to Los Angeles?
I was already in Los Angeles at the time.
Okay. And no longer serving in the armed services, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Can you briefly tell us what you did for a living, what your employment was after you left the armed services?
Well, after that, I worked retail, believe it or not. I worked retail, and after I got out of retail, I wound up getting involved in the entertainment business as well, because it's going to come out anyway, the adult entertainment business.
Okay. And when you say the adult entertainment business, you're talking about legal pornography, shall we say?
Adult entertainment.
Okay.
Pornography is degradation. We don't.
Fair enough. And what exactly did you do in that field of work?
Well, at first, I was actually married at the time. Well, I was like in a domestic, and then I had a.
It is non-responsive.
What does that mean?
Right.
So I won't make the same
Sir,
mistake.
just listen to the attorney. Answer his questions, please.
When did you first get married?
You're right, Gerald.
The first time?
Yes.
The very first time.
Very first time.
Back in 82.
Okay, you were still in the armed services?
Yes.
And you mind telling us the name of the person you married?
I'd rather not.
Okay. How long were you married to her?
4 years.
Okay. And who was your second wife?
I'd rather not mention her name either.
Pardon?
I said I don't want to mention her name either.
Okay. Were you still in the armed services then?
Yes.
Good for him.
And you
That's
get divorced from her?
Yes.
He's not
When did you
looking at
begin
it.
in the adult entertainment business?
In 97.
Were you married at that time?
No, not legally.
Did you eventually marry someone that you were going with at that time?
No.
Okay. So when you got into the adult entertainment business, can you tell us what you initially did?
I was a performer with my partner.
So you were actually in the videos that were being made, correct?
Yes.
And when you say your partner, that is an actress who was also acting in the adult entertainment business, correct?
No, we came in together. She wasn't we came in the business together, so she wasn't there working. We came in at the same time.
Did you bring her into the business with you?
We agreed to come to the business together. Yes.
Okay, well, you were a team.
Yes.
And how old were you at that time? About
29, maybe 20, 30, no. 30, 31.
how old was she?
20.
Did you bring her into the business with you? In other words, she had to come with you as a team, or you would not have been hired?
I sort of came with her,
Okay.
actually.
And you were making movies where? Here in Los Angeles or Chatsworth, wherever they made movies?
Yeah. Yes.
And for how long did you do that, Mr. Baker?
I performed probably about 4 years, maybe 4.
All with her?
Most of the time, yes. Most of the time.
Did you ever get married to her?
We were married by, no, we weren't.
Okay. So after the 4 years, what was your next field of employment?
You should ask who she was.
You willing to?
I'm non-responsive.
What's his name?
I'm not sure I can do whatever you ask me to, but I'll ask you that question. What was her name?
It was the victim of my first case.
Okay, so without going into a lot of details, You originally had a relationship with this 15-year-old female, correct?
Yes,
You were charged and convicted of lewd acts or sexual acts with someone under the age of 18, correct?
yes,
You served your time, correct?
yes.
And when you got out, did you marry her?
We got together. Yes.
Did you ever get legally married?
No,
Okay. You don't want to state her name.
no,
Okay. So how did you live together?
yes.
How long did you live together with her?
After that time, about 5-6 years.
And where was this in relation to when you were performing as an adult actor?
In Los Angeles.
But were you living with her while you were performing as an adult actor?
Yes.
She was not your partner in that, or was she?
Yes, she was my partner.
I see. And eventually you split up with her, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And did you leave the adult entertainment business at that time as a performer?
Yes.
Okay. This was all in Los Angeles?
Correct.
What was your next line of employment or field, your occupation?
I was a manager, a talent manager.
When you say a talent manager, was that for regular movies and plays or so forth, or was it still in the adult entertainment field?
It was both adult, mainstream.
Did you have a name of an agency? Did you work alone or what?
No, I worked with my partner. She was my partner in this.
Okay, the one that you didn't marry but had a relationship with.
Yes.
And what did you do briefly as a manager in this field?
We guided entertainers to get better jobs, and kind of like a guiding people to get, what's the better word for it, more productive and more quality work.
And I assume you were paid for your service.
Yes.
You got a commission on there.
All of these questions are in our meeting.
It's this thing.
How were you paid?
2 commissions.
And how long were you a manager in the adult entertainment business?
Probably the entire time.
Now, did you manage others besides performers in the adult entertainment business? I mean, other than pornographic performers?
Adult entertainers, yes.
Did you manage individuals who were dancers in strip clubs or nightclubs?
No, not really the strip club thing. Like artists, musicians,
Okay.
up and comers.
I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. Oh, you were trying to legitimize the fact that you were nothing but a hoe director. He directed the hoes. Hoe director.
Models,
Hoe
fighters.
director.
And
weren't no
was this
models.
all with your partner?
In the beginning, no. Towards the end, yes. We had split up by that time.
Did you have an office?
Yes.
Where was that?
It was on Ventura Boulevard.
How long were you in that business as an adult entertainment manager?
Like I said, probably about 15 years, 17 years, something like that.
And that would take us till when in your life?
2015, about 2015. Yeah,
Yep.
about 2015 or so.
Now, there was a witness
He
who
worked-
testified in this case,
Throw it out. Am I getting?
Roger Brown. Did you know Mr. Brown?
I do.
And how did you know Mr. Brown?
Met him at a party in 1998, I believe it was.
And to your knowledge, what field of employment was Mr. Brown in?
He was a general manager for a strip
I can
club.
always put in him.
Did you work for him in any way in supplying him with actresses or talent or dancers or anything?
He hired 1 or 2 for once to do a feature.
Did you remain friends with him?
Yes,
So you say that took us to about 2015, correct?
that's when I ended it. I got burnt out. Yeah, so I didn't work anymore.
When did you first meet Monica Sementilli?
Probably 2016.
And when you first met her, how were you employed?
I was living off my residuals, and I was working at LA Fitness.
Okay. So LA Fitness is a gym, correct?
Yeah, correct.
When did you start working at LA Fitness approximately?
I think of 2015.
Okay.
I think
And any particular location?
the Woodland Hills location.
Okay. Do you remember the street or the address?
No,
Okay. Where were you living at that time?
at that time I was living in Canoga Park.
House, apartment?
It was an apartment.
By that time, had you legally married someone else?
No. Oh, no. By that time, I was I was divorced.
Okay, and that was from your first wife?
No, that was from my last wife,
Okay.
my
And
last one.
do you wish to state
No.
her name or not?
I do not.
Okay. Did she live with you in Los Angeles while you were an adult manager?
Yes.
What did she do?
She worked at a restaurant. She also worked as an actress. She was pretty well known.
When did you get divorced from her?
2014, 2015, something like that.
Okay. During the time that you were married to her, were you faithful to her?
Yes.
Okay. After you got divorced, then you began working at LA Fitness. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. What was your first job there?
My only job there was I was a league director.
A league director.
A league, yeah. I was running a racquetball league.
Now, is this something you had done before?
No, never.
How'd you get into racquetball league?
I'm a smart guy.
Okay. Well, did it?
Obviously not too smart.
That was your first position at LA Fitness?
That's the first and only one.
Did you come up with the idea, or were they looking for a league manager? Or what?
Yeah, and I knew everybody who played racquetball over there, so I knew everyone. So it kind of was an easy walk-in job to do. It was a hobby, more of a hobby job type thing.
But you were paid?
Yeah, I was paid.
And what were your duties as the league director?
My job was just to run the leagues within Woodland Hills club, or actually for all LA Fitness, anybody who wanted to be in the league.
Is that where you were working when you first met Monica Sementilli?
Yes.
And how long, at some point, you began seeing her in more than a platonic way. Is that correct?
Correct.
How long after you first met her did you first begin a romantic or sexual relationship?
I don't have dates, or there's a couple.
Well, a few weeks, a few months.
A couple of weeks.
Okay.
A couple of weeks.
Were you seeing anybody else at the time?
Not steady.
But you were seeing other women?
Not really. Not really. I mean, not really.
Okay.
It's a complicated answer.
Just asking the questions, do the best you can, okay?
Yeah.
Did you play around, to use that term?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Had you made other acquaintances there, other people who worked there?
Oh, yes.
How did you first get involved with Miss Sementilli?
Well, she showed up for the racquetball league to let me know she was playing, and that's how I met her. And
Did you know she was married?
not at the very first day, but shortly thereafter, I did find out she was
In
married.
fact, did you meet her husband, Fabio?
Eventually, I did.
Okay. Did you meet any of her children?
Eventually, I did.
And do you recall their names?
Yes.
What are they?
Is it safe to say it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Jessica and Isabel.
Okay. And did you meet them at the racquetball
Sure,
club
you're
at
not.
LA
I
Fitness?
couldn't mute it in time.
I think I met the oldest one at the gym, and the youngest one So she never came to the gym, if I remember right.
So the oldest one was Jessica, correct?
Correct.
Did she play racquetball there at the gym?
No, she didn't play racquetball.
She didn't play at all?
Not that I remember, no.
Well, did her mother play, Monica?
Mother played, yeah.
So when they came to the gym, let's start with Jessica. What did she do there, if you remember?
She probably went out running on a treadmill or.
It's based on speculation.
It's this thing.
Do you know what she did there? Did you actually see what she did at the LA Fitness?
No, I wasn't paying attention like that.
When you were paying attention to her mother.
Correct.
What about the younger girl, daughter, Isabella?
I don't remember seeing her at the gym.
How long were you how long after you first met Monica Sementilli did you meet her husband, Fabio?
Maybe a couple of months, maybe a couple of months or so. That I'm not even sure about. I shouldn't be answering that because I don't know for sure.
Well, do you know for sure whether or not you met him?
I didn't meet him.
And how were you introduced to him?
I was introduced to him. This is my husband. And then he introduced himself. I introduced myself. And then he and I played racquetball.
Okay. How long after that did you first begin a more than platonic relationship with Monica Sementilli?
That I'm not sure about, but I think it was after I had met her that I had met him. So it was a while. So I met her first. We got involved. Hang on. We got involved.
Do you need some water or anything?
No.
Right.
I've been sitting in that ice cold cell for. So, and then I met him later.
Was it after you met him that you got involved with her?
No, it was before.
Got involved with her before then?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't. That's a tough question.
And I don't need a lot of detail, but can you describe the first time that you were romantically involved with her or discuss being involved outside of the racquetball situation?
It was just a conversation first. We just had a conversation. We just talked. And it took a little while before we got involved. I don't have a timeline or nothing like that, but it took a little while. And I don't have timelines.
Okay. I assume you know the date of January 23, 2017?
I'm taking that's the day of the crime.
Yes.
Okay.
Day of the murder?
Yeah.
How long before then did you first begin seeing Monica Sementilli on a dating relationship, if we can put it that way?
I would say about roughly a year.
And did that begin on just going to movies, coming to your place? How did that start?
Yeah, we went out to have some lunch or something, and we talked, and that's how it kind of started off. And then eventually it got a little bit more serious. Invited her to the apartment. Again, I don't have a timeline.
Okay. Eventually, you engaged in sexual conduct with her?
Yes.
How often did you see Monica?
It was sporadic. It was scattered. It would all depended on her time, on her schedule.
Let me ask you a separate question, if I can. Do you know an app, phone app by the name of Viber, Viber?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us what your understanding of Viber was in 2015?
Viber was a text app that the whole world used to text each other.
All right. How was it different than, say, Apple or some other text device?
I wouldn't know. I used it because somebody introduced it to me months before that, or even a year before that. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So that's why I used it.
Right. That was before you even met Monica. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Did you use the app at that time for any reason of secrecy or keeping your communications private?
Never.
Did you ever discuss the Viber app or introduce Monica to it?
Actually, I did. If I remember right, I think I did.
And did you tell her that you were using it and that she should use it as well?
I told her I was using it. It was a fun app to use because you could do pictures and stuff. So yeah, I said, so I introduced her to it.
And to your knowledge, did she download it?
Yes, she did.
Viber with Monica Sementilli as opposed to some other app.
That was for a while.
And how long after you had begun your romantic relationship with her did she download and start using the Viber app?
That I don't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have any clue.
Did you keep the sexual relationship with Monica Sementilli secret?
I did.
And was that her desire as well?
Yes.
How did you go about keeping it secret?
Every way possible. Not letting anybody see anything, hear anything, detect anything. I did my best to keep it that way.
Would you still, would she still be playing racquetball at the LA Fitness while this was going on?
Yes.
And what about her daughters? Did they continue to go to LA Fitness while this was going on?
Yeah. Yes.
So we're now in 2016, is that correct?
Correct.
How often would you say that you saw Monica Sementilli during that period?
Come on. No. 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 You're not going to do it.
Again, it was very sporadic. So it could be once a week, once every 2 weeks, or 3 times a week. It all depends on who's doing what between the both of us.
And how did you determine who was doing what? In other words, how did you determine when you would see her?
She called the shots on that based on the schedule.
So how would you find out what her schedule was on any particular day?
Just usual conversation. She would tell me, I got this going on. I'm going to Ralph's. I'm going here. I'm going to Starbucks. It just varied. It just varied all over the place.
And did you also engage in that type of activity?
I let her talk. I just listened because she was pretty good about letting me know what was going on with her.
All right. Now, did she let you know what was going on with her on a steady basis?
Pretty much.
Every day of the week?
Not every. Yeah. If she can manage to call me or text me. Yeah.
Now, you knew her husband was working, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Did you know how he was employed at that time?
At the time when everything first started, I knew he worked. I didn't know what he did.
Well, didn't you ask her what her husband did?
No, not really. I mean, I knew he worked. I didn't ask because I really didn't care.
Well, how were you able to arrange to see her in secret if you didn't know how her husband or where he was working or when he was working?
I trusted her to tell me.
Okay.
Eventually, she told me. She explained it, but at first, no, I didn't know.
Okay. So tell me, just in summary, your day starts. Did you know ahead of time, like a week or a month, when you would be able to see her? Or a daily thing?
It was sometimes she would let me know he was going out of town if she knew in advance. Sometimes it was very sporadic, like she had a little bit of time. It just was all over the place, it was all over the place.
Was it your goal to keep this relationship secret?
Oh, absolutely.
And what was her attitude about it? Did she make that clear to you?
Yes.
Did that involve
I'll allow that.
Did that involve communicating with an encrypted app?
It involved talking on Viber. I
And
don't know if it's encrypted or not. I'm assuming it is.
well, your desire was to keep those communications private, correct?
You're full of it.
Yes.
And how would you communicate normally? Would it be by text, phone, or Viber?
It was always Viber. It was always Viber.
So on any particular day, did you know ahead of time whether you were going to see her or not?
No, it was random. It was random.
And what was it based on? Her communicating with you or you with her or both?
Now, during a normal conversation when we text each other, it'll be something like, you know, what are you doing today? Or I'm free. We can have coffee, or we can meet here. I'm going shopping there, or can I come over? It's just random. It's very random.
And we're still talking about 2016, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you keep your relationship with her secret from your friends?
From my racquetball friends, for a while, yes.
And how did you do that?
Just didn't mention it.
And when you went out, would you go out alone with her or with others?
At first, it was just she and I.
Mr. Baker, let me ask you this, in all honesty, were you seeing anyone else on the side while you were seeing Miss Sementilli?
The day I got involved with Monica, I cut everything off. I didn't see anybody else no more.
So you had been seeing someone at the time you began your relationship with Miss Sementilli, is that correct?
I wasn't seeing anybody. I was, like you said earlier, I was playing field, but I wasn't even playing field. I can't even call it that. I can't even call it that. No.
Who were your good friends, if you had any, at the time you began seeing Monica?
I had a few.
Can you tell us who they were?
I don't want to mention names.
Well, did they testify in this case?
I don't know, because I don't know who testified.
Okay. All right, maybe we'll broach that subject some other time. Did you have a best friend at that time?
Okay. Yes.
Can you tell us who that was or not?
Hang on. I'm sure it's going to come up again. Yes. There's two of them.
Okay.
It's Roger's one.
Roger Brown?
Yes, he's
okay.
one.
You know he's testified in this case.
Okay. I don't know that. I did know that.
Okay.
And Birdsong.
Alfred Birdsong.
Yes.
He has not testified in this case.
Okay.
Did you know Mr. Birdsong before you began seeing Monica Sementilli?
Yes.
And how long had you known Mr. Birdsong, or well, that, or when you first became your friend? Can you tell us that?
Met him in 1983.
You seem to remember that year. Was there anything special about that? And
He wants the evidence twice.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around. My hearing
Background.
aid
Jim?
No, she didn't play
had to
racquetball.
go
You didn't
change
play at all?
batteries.
Not that I remember, no.
Well,
So
did her mother
you-
play,
Her mother
Monica?
played, yeah.
So when they came to the gym, let's
Listen
start
to
with
the last
Jessica.
part of it,
What did she do there, if you remember?
and then I know they're on a break. So let's see what happens.
She probably went out, who's doing what between the both of us.
And how did you determine who was doing what? In other words, how did you determine when you would see her?
She called the shots on that based on her schedule. Hang on. I'm sure it's going to come up again. Yes. There's two of them.
Okay.
It's Rogers one.
Well, that or when you first became your friend. Can you tell us that?
I met him in 1983.
You seem to remember that year. Was there anything special about that?
It was my first year in Europe.
And where was he living at that time?
He was in Europe also. He just got assigned there.
He was in the.
I promised the jury a break. We're gonna take our afternoon break. It's time for 15 minutes.
Okay, so we have a 10 to 15-minute break. Right now, it's pretty mellow, but it's getting interesting, y'all. I'm going to start a poll. Give me a second if my system can handle it. We've been having a little techie stuff, which we shouldn't be having, but we are. But will be resolved by Monday. I'm going to start a poll. Okay, poll started. Y'all, comfort break. I ate something. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, people, welcome back to Data from the What? Oh, and we're still there. So we can make this that connection. We'll talk. Okay, guys. So we have not learned a whole lot yet from this testimony, but have you not noticed body language speaks 1,000 words? And right, Monica is not moving. She's not budging. She's not looking at him. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And I find that interesting considering that he asked her to marry her when they both were in jail. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's over. Oh my God, you asked me. Yeah, she did. She did. All I have to say is, I better not ever be proposed to from somebody in jail because that would never happen. Ain't gonna happen. 1,000 points of light. But man, y'all, man, let me tell you. And I see him as being really sketchy at this point. Oh, well, I might as well tell you because, well, it's going to come out anyway. Yeah, it is going to come out anyway. Sorry, boo, but it's true. It is going to come out anyway, so you might as well. You might as well. You might as well. So, but I am really surprised. Okay, guys, we have 7 people in the entry for tonight and 5 from this morning. So make sure that you like the stream and then put I liked, as did Honey 2800 and June and Miss Rhonda. Did you do it? I don't see your name. Let me see. Rhonda, did you do it? Gerald, you didn't do it. Elena, welcome, love, Missy Morales. Shelbell, thank you so much for being here. Nina, oh, sunny day. David, thank you so much. I know it says 1, but I sing that song to her every time. I sing the song to her. Oh, sunny day. One sunny day. Yes, I know. I know. So what are you guys thinking so far about this? He is a key witness on the defense's side. So we will see how many more people they put on the stand. I can't imagine them putting too many people on the stand. Honestly, I can't. Oh. Janine Christian. Beautiful name. Beautiful name. Honey bun, but you got to put it like this. I'll put it. You got to do it like that or the machine won't catch you. And we want it to catch you. But everything is hinged on him for her. But do you know what? Let me ask you, if you're on the jury and he takes full responsibility of everything, do you believe him? Especially after you heard a phone call where he said, oh, honey boo, don't worry, darling. Don't worry at all. I'm going to take all the blame. It's all my fault. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And oh, will you marry me? I'm like, those phone, there you go. It got you, babe. It got you. You guys, please don't leave if I disappear in the stream. Don't leave. I'll be back on. We're having an internet issue. The tech will be here. Well, he's not a tech. He's a dear friend, but I'm calling him my tech for that. He'll be acting as a tech at that point. We'll be here tomorrow to fix it. I am so sorry that we're having to deal with this, but there's some things I just can't do, and that I
cannot fix. It takes a professional. I'm trying, but I can't. Oh. Ooh. I'm ready for a nap. But I got a lot of cleaning to do tonight. I got a lot of things to do tonight. A lot to do. U.S. deports a 10-year-old girl who was partway through brain cancer treatment. What? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Oh, excuse me. Spirit Airline emerges from bankruptcy, moves ahead with the premium rebrand. Oh, yeah, let's see how that goes. My glasses they are broken, but at least I can see better with them at a distance than I can with the cheaters. Oh, it was starting to give me a headache. Whew. Excuse the yawn. Could not excuse. She's back. Yes, I'm back. Oh, I'm back. 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 Looking for news for us. I don't understand why Martha Stewart keeps coming up on my stuff when I have never clicked on that stuff. Don't get it. Why? I don't want Martha Stewart. Oh, let me look and see. If you weren't here earlier, we did have a new motion drop. Do we have new documents? Oh, we got another document. Oh, we got a new document. 8 pages. Okay, we'll start reading.
Mr. Baker is under oath. You may continue, Mr. Baker.
Never mind. I'll read over it.
Mr. Baker, we left off when you first began your non-platonic relationship with Monica.
We already have it.
Remember the first time you engaged in sexual acts with her?
I don't remember exact dates. No.
And I don't want dates, but do you remember where that occurred?
Yeah, in my apartment.
Okay. And can you tell us how that first began, how you knew that she was available or free or whatever?
Just, being a man, being around for a while, you could tell if somebody's interested, like you a lot. So it's just kind of by her being with me, just going to lunch with me and talking to me and the laughing, smiling. And,
so where would you go to lunch? What types of places?
Little restaurants around the gym, and that's mainly the same place, like little restaurants, little Thai places, little because I like Asian food, so we used to go there a lot.
Okay. And would you meet her there? Would you pick her up? Did she pick you up? How'd that work?
We would meet. We would meet. Most of the time we would meet. In the beginning we would meet because we didn't want to be seen in public together at the same time.
Was that her desire, or yours, or both?
It was hers, and I agreed with her.
Did you agree to keep it secret?
I did.
But did you tell anybody that you had a girlfriend or someone on the side or anything like that?
No, not at first. It took a while. I waited a long while.
Whoa.
That you had
6 months, 8 months.
That'd be a long time.
This is the estimate.
Okay. So would that have been before the end of the year or Christmas time, 2016?
Yes, before.
And the relationship began in 2016. Is that what you said?
Right. I think
About what month?
February, January,
Where?
Canoga Park.
Would you meet there? Would you take her? Did she take you? How'd that work?
We'd meet there. I'd tell her where to go, where to park. She could park a car, just come up.
Remember the address?
Not anymore.
Street?
It's Independence.
Okay. What kind of vehicle were you driving at that time?
I was driving a Mustang or a Expedition.
Do you recall what kind of vehicle she was driving?
She's either driving a Mustang or a pickup truck.
And again, how did you communicate to let each other know you would meet somewhere?
Using texting, usually Viber, or a phone call, a direct phone call.
Okay. But a direct phone call would be easy to trace, isn't that right?
Yeah, because there was really nothing going on. But
what about when things started going on? Did you use just Viber or did you use other means?
Actually, now that you brought it up, we use Viber because Viber had a phone. You can actually use their phone, they had a phone set up where you could use the phone itself on a system. Now that I thought of it, now when you said that, it just kicked in.
I'm not real clear on this because I don't know this stuff as well as others. Would you use your regular phone and then have the Viber app? Could you use that as a regular phone? Or
Yes, that's what it was. So we use Viber a lot to talk too.
I mean, could you talk or did you have to send text messages?
You can do both on that app.
Right. And how did she get that app? Did you tell her how to do that?
Yeah, I told her to download it and how to use it.
Fabio, did this ever involve a trip out of town?
No, we took a trip. You said beforehand?
Before Fabio's death. Ever go to Vegas, for instance?
I think we did.
Okay. Who paid for that? Do you recall?
It was a combined thing.
And did you ever go? Let me ask first. When you went to restaurants, for instance, in Los Angeles, at times did you go with friends of yours?
When all of us went together, you're saying? Is
Yes.
that what you're saying?
Like you and another couple.
Yeah, this was later down the line. Yeah.
Okay. But we're still talking about prior to Fabio's murder.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Did you go out with other couples, friends of yours?
Just one.
Who?
Just Ricardo and Sheila.
Okay.
I think that's the only one.
And how would you tell them, or what would you tell them your relationship was with Monica?
That we were seeing each other. I had come to trust Ricardo and Sheila, and they were good. They were pretty good friends of mine. So I feel comfortable with that.
Did you tell them that she had a husband?
Yes. They knew that. They knew that.
Well, they only knew it if one of you told them, right?
Well, I think they knew that beforehand. I'm pretty sure, but I didn't have to tell them that. Because in the league, everybody knows everybody's business. So everybody kind of knew that Monica was married already.
Okay. But did everybody know that she was seeing you?
No.
Okay. How often during a week would you see her, if you can put a number on that? Or did that vary?
It varied a lot. It varied. Sometimes I wouldn't see her at all. Sometimes I see her 3 times a week. It was sporadic.
Now, during that time, I assume you told her you were faithful to her?
Yes.
Were you?
I was.
So at any time during your relationship with her, and I'm talking about before or after the murder of her husband, did you ever cheat on her?
No, I didn't.
So you were not seeing anybody else on the side?
No, from the time I met her and I got in a relationship with her, I didn't go outside of anything of her.
Did you use more than one email address or phone number or anything of that nature during the time that you were seeing her to keep it secret?
I did.
Tell us what you did to do that.
Well, the emails and texts, hang on, the emails I use sometimes were just so they won't be mine. Just so they won't be mine, I would use different emails. Had a whole bunch of emails for this, for business, for personal stuff, all kind of stuff. So it all depends. But for her, I would use different email at times. Let me see. The text stayed the same. The Viber stayed the same. Yeah, just the emails.
More than one phone, or just always one phone, or what?
I used the same phone with her. With her, I used the same phone.
What about with others?
With other people, I had another phone. I always keep an extra phone. Always got the.
So, did you have one phone for her?
It was my regular phone, the one I used for everyday use here. And I had another phone which I kept as a possible throwaway for anything, just for anything. It doesn't mean I was doing anything. Criminal at the time. Just
Did you ever go to her house?
Yes.
And I'm talking about before Fabio's murder.
Come on.
I don't remember.
Why did you go to her house?
To see her, of course, to see her.
How did you know no one else would be home?
Because she would let me know that nobody's home.
Did you ever go there and get caught by one of her daughters?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that. How did that happen?
How many times?
I got drunk.
With her or without her?
No, just me.
Okay.
Just me. I was drunk, couldn't drive. She asked me to stay. Oh, she didn't want me to go home. And she said, if I stay quiet, I could just stay out, sleep it off there.
So you were at her house that day?
That night. It was a night. I think it was a night or something.
Where were her kids and husband?
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
I'm thinking maybe Fabio was out of town. I'm not sure.
And her daughters?
And I don't know because
All right.
Jessica walked in when I saw her get up and she screamed and I screamed at the same time. And
in the morning?
It was in the morning.
And do you know what was told to her to explain why you were there?
I wasn't told.
Did you get out? Get out of there?
Yes, I did. I let her know that I let Monica know that we had a little accident, that she came in the room. Jessica came in the room, and I just went ahead and left.
Where was Jessica at that time? Was she still there?
Yeah, no, she left. She left the room. So I'm so sorry, and she walked out. So I'm sorry too, and I got
Did you tell her any story, or I leave that to Monica?
I didn't talk.
Any other times that you were at her house before the murder?
Once or twice more.
Just admit it. You don't know how many
I'm not sure how many times, but a couple of times, once or twice more.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Baker. In your communications with Monica Sementilli, did you ever ask her or tell her to send you any kind of explicit or nude or so-called related photographs?
I did.
Give me an example.
Okay. I would say, you're beautiful. Send me a picture of yourself, because, you're beautiful to me. And so I let her be, and she said, like what? I said, be creative. Think of something. I said, so send whatever you want. It's just sexting. That's all it is.
We know what that
sexting.
means. Don't
To
beguile.
keep it interesting.
That means we want it private.
So she would send me what she wanted to send me.
Did she do so?
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
And without being necessarily too explicit, can you tell us what kind of photos they were?
Not
She
looking at him.
dressed? Was she nude?
Both. They were both.
And how were they communicated to you?
They were either sent by Viber.
He'd save them and
Some I'd save, some I'd store away because it was just
he would save them and do some self-exercising later.
to see, just to get her to feel herself and enjoy herself. And I wanted her to feel good about herself because she was beautiful to me.
And that's the way you want her to feel good about herself, being free sexually?
That's one of the ways. There's more ways than just that.
Did she always comply with your requests or demands?
Yeah, most of the time.
Did you ever tell her what would happen if she didn't?
I would never threaten her or nothing like that. I mean, I guess she could read my face or read that. She kind of reads my face to see if I'm disappointed or not. And I guess she doesn't want me to be disappointed, so she'll do her best to, do what I ask her to do or what I, stuff like that. But yeah, there was no threats or nothing like that.
I don't mean physical threats, but disappointment or anything of that nature.
Like she probably saw my disappointment or saw me unhappy or, because sometimes I would do stuff to keep it interesting, and I would kind of set stuff up, and sometimes a lot of alcohol is involved because she's a very stubborn person at times. So the alcohol kind of loosens that up a little bit.
Well, was she a regular drinker with you?
Let her. Back it up. Did you just say I would let her drink?
I wanted her to loosen up. I wanted her to kind of relax a little bit.
Come on.
So I would let her drink a little bit, get her relaxed and have some fun.
She able to hold her alcohol or not, according to in your opinion?
She can hold her alcohol, but she still, you could tell there's a difference because she would really loosen up and start laughing a lot more.
Would this be in public?
No, don't you do it.
Went to bars, went
Don't.
play pool,
Don't.
play racquetball. I mean, everywhere.
Proverbial
We did
wheel of
everything.
death. I declare it. Thank you.
We did everything.
Did you ever interact with other people at those locations?
Yes.
Give me an example.
Well, we'll go to a bar or a club, and I would tell her, I'm not a dancer. She's a dancer. She can dance. I want her to go out there and dance and sing, and I'll tell her, if someone asks you to dance, feel free. I have no problem with it. I'm not that, I'm not the jealous type. And go have fun. And she would just go out there and have fun. Didn't care who was dancing with her. And she would just dance and have a good time. So whoever it was, that's what would happen.
And what about her engaging in public in any kind of sexual way with somebody? Did you ever tell her to do that?
In public?
Well, outside of your residence.
Oh, okay.
On the street, in a bar, booth, car, anything of that nature.
I had set up some things to find out whether or not she'd be willing to try anything like that. And I got her a little bit drunk.
Like a threesome, you mean?
No, it wasn't a threesome. It was something simple. I just wanted to see how she'd react a little bit. And I wanted to see if she'd be okay. And I got a little bit drunk beforehand. And I told her I'd set up a little massage for her just to see how she reacts early on, just to see how she'd act.
So what happened?
And the massage went great.
Who had the massage?
She did.
From who?
Somebody I hired to do it.
And where did that take place?
At the guy's place who was doing it.
All right.
So I'm trying to remember.
Present?
Was I present?
Yes.
Yes, I was, just to make sure everything was smooth. Because she decided she didn't, or she couldn't go. She didn't want the massage or something like that, and I just wanted her comfortable. And I know if I'm around, she's gonna be comfortable with it. But she was comfortable because I had given, she had been said, whatever you guys do, that's on you guys. So he wanted to push it. and because I could tell he was excited. So
Oh, sorry. I
and
thought he was going to say something else.
she was already kind of under the influence of alcohol, so it kind of flowed that way. No,
What about
Take our afternoon adjournment until tomorrow at 9 a.m. The admission applies not to discuss this case among yourselves. If anyone else or former express any opinion to the cause, it's when I submit it to you. Have a good evening.
Alrighty, then he'll be back tomorrow morning with more explicit detail into their intimate love life. And of course, she had to be loosened with wine. This is reading like a smut novel. Oh, so they ended at 4:00. So this is reading like a real smut novel. Smut novel. You guys, it's gonna get good tomorrow. And she was all like, no tears. Has anybody seen a tear out of that woman's face yet? No, we have not. Not one tear has come out of her face. Not one. Have we seen her looking like she's crying? Yes. Okay, our poll is question was, will Baker throw Monica under the bus? 25% of you said no. 75% of you said no. 25% said yes. Tomorrow we shall see. OMG, y'all. Okay, here's the giveaway tool. Okay, we're going to do the giveaways. We're going to do yes this morning's. We'll do it live. There we go. Draw. Bum, 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 bum.
News.
No, that's not what I need. Yay! All right, Miss Hilda B. Well, shared the wrong one. Share this one. Miss Hilda B, you got this one. Yay. Now let's share this one. I don't know what happened to all my music. I had music. Drawing number 2. Hilda B, you won again. Woohoo! All right, we'll do another drawing. I don't mind someone winning twice, but I do want another one to win. Honey Bun. Oh, honey. 2,800. Woohoo! You got an entry into the giveaway for the end of the month. $50 gift card. Now, it is your responsibility, if you win, to contact me in Discord with your full name, address, phone number, and email for me to get you your $50. Last month's winner has not done so. I will be going back and contacting them and reminding them. Okay, guys, it is 6:30 here. It's time to close the office. It's time for me to get off here because I've got an important weekend this weekend and I got to get to cleaning. So, with that, guys, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. You guys have been a blessing and a joy. The last couple of days have been very difficult, but thank you for making it all the better. For those of you who are just joining, I did go to the doctor. Thank God it's not a busted blood vessel. Thank you, dear Jesus. But it is either a ruptured plantar fasciitis or arthritis is set in and it's extremely inflamed. We will know soon more. I will be getting some follow-up tests done. So that is what's going to be happening. And then
we are good to go.
Place.
So I shall see y'all tomorrow morning with bells on. All right. Miigwech. You'll have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.